Hello students, good. Hope you're all doing fine. I'm a new teacher, Mrs. Bina Prabha. You can call me Bina ma'am. I'll be taking for you EVS. So from today we'll be starting a new chapter, chapter 14, Clean Surroundings. So clean surroundings, as the name suggests, the whole surroundings, you have to keep it clean. You have to remove the waste and the whole surroundings you should keep it clean. So in this chapter, you will be seeing how we are going to keep the surroundings clean. So let's start the chapter. Waste materials. So what do you mean by waste materials? Whatever which is useless or unwanted or which is not needed anymore, we call it as a waste. So it could be in a solid form or in a liquid form. So solid form means your waste or whatever, maybe paper, the waste paper, the sharpener, the waste from after you sharpen your pencil, or it can be any solid items which is hard, we call it as solid, any solid item, or liquid form. Liquid form means whatever liquid you means water, even water we use for after cleaning your utensils or washing your clothes. Whatever the remaining water, the dirty water, we call it as a waste water only. We are going to throw it off. So these are all, it could be in the waste material can be solid or liquid. And then the garbage dumps, where garbage dumps means whatever you go and dump, that is the waste which you go and dump it outside, we call it as garbage dumps. So when you dump it outside your house, it will pollute the soil as well as the groundwater. So it is very important to manage and also to remove the waste. Why should you remove the waste? So that the surrounding will be clean, you will be healthy, that is there won't be any disease. This garbage or the waste, it will spread a lot of disease because there the germs grow and then they cause diseases, so you will fall sick. So in order to avoid all this, you have to keep your surroundings clean. Now coming to the different kinds of waste. So what are the different kinds of waste? So you have two main kinds of waste, that is biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So biodegradable means the waste materials which rot easily or which decay easily and then they mix with the soil. That is called as biodegradable waste. So example, it's vegetable peel, fruit peels, animal excreta, that is the waste of the animals. All these come under biodegradable, which means the waste materials, they rot and decay and then they mix with the soil. So that can be used as manure also. It is good for the plants. So that is biodegradable waste. And non-biodegradable waste means the waste materials which do not decay or do not rot, and so they don't mix with the soil. They remain as such in the soil. That will cause so many problems for us. For example of this non-biodegradable waste is plastic, glass, metals, etc. If you just put a piece of plastic in the pot where you grow the plant, and after 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, if you go and see, the plastic remain as such. And example, if you put vegetable peels there under the soil in a pot where you grow plants, after 1 to 3 months you won't find it, that is it is completely rotten and then it is mixed with the soil. So now we will see how the waste is being removed from our house. So in your house you will be seeing your parents, even you yourself might have dumped the waste in a waste bin. So you can see in this picture, you see the children, they are collecting the plastic bottles, they are putting it into the waste bin, right? So from the waste bin in our house, every day morning, the waste garbage collectors, they come, they collect the waste, isn't it? We call kachra wala and all. So those people, they come to our house, they collect the waste, and the truck, it goes and dumps the waste outside the city limits, and that we call it as landfills. So they just dump the waste and then they put a layer of soil so that the waste doesn't rot. And if it start rotting, then the germs start growing and you will also have diseases. The disease spread easily, then the people will get all sort of health problems. So in order to avoid that, the waste, whatever waste they are dumping, they just cover it with the soil, right? Then afterwards they just run the big tractors and all on top of the waste, and then they will just flatten it. Okay, that is called the landfill. So the waste from our house, they take it in a truck and then they dump it outside the city limits, right? So that is waste disposal. Disposal means how you are throwing out the waste which you collect in your house. So simply if you go and dump it outside your house, naturally the surroundings will not be clean, and then you will get all sort of diseases, because the waste, they pollute the atmosphere, the soil, and also the underground water and all is polluted. So in order to prevent that, we dispose the waste properly, right? So the next topic is urban and rural waste. Urban means what? City limit. We call urban means mostly the people who live in cities, we just mention it. And rural area means the village area. The urban city area, and rural means village area. Now when you consider the city area, the city people, they produce more waste than the village people. How? Because we mostly use package items, which the villagers use very little, or maybe most of the village they don't even use it. Package item in the sense chips, biscuits, whichever is packed in plastic covers, we use it, and then after eating we just throw it. So naturally it is polluting the atmosphere. The whole area you will find the plastic covers just flying around, and then they don't decompose because they are all non-biodegradable waste, the plastic papers and all. So it just pollute. And in village we find very little, or mostly they don't even use these plastic items. So in city we find people, they produce a lot of plastic waste. When you go for a picnic, you take so much of plastic glass, plastic spoons, plastic plates, and this paper plates and thermocol plates and all you use, and after eating you just throw it. So then it causes so much problem. Whereas in village areas, the village people, they produce less waste. How? Because they have a very simple lifestyle, and they reuse a lot of things. For example, they mostly use steel plates, yeah, aluminum plates and all. So they wash and again they use. They don't use this throw off like paper plates or plastic plates and all. Plastic spoon. They use steel, yeah, or aluminum, or maybe fiber, that is reusable fibers, plates and all. So they just wash and again they use. Then even clothes and all, they don't just throw it. Just because it became small, they don't throw. They may give it to somebody else, maybe their neighbors or maybe their younger siblings. They just pass it on. They don't throw it out. And then they collect the biodegradable waste in large dug up pits, and then they use it as manure. That is, they dig a big pit in the farm area or near their house, and when whatever waste, the vegetable waste, the peels of the fruits and vegetables, even animal excretas and all, they put it in the dump or dugout pit, and then they cover it with the soil, and a little bit they water it so that it remains moisture. That is, it will be it won't be dried up, but little bit watery it will be, so that this waste material, the vegetable peels and also the fruit peels and all, they are converted into manure. We say it as compost, isn't it? So this manure, we can use it for growing plants and also crops, that agriculture purpose and all, the farmers, they use it. Then they use banana or palm leaves to serve a large gathering. For example, if it is a marriage party or something like that, then they use these plates instead of paper plates. So there, when you use banana or palm leaves, these are all biodegradable. Once you use and throw it, they just rot and mix with the soil. So it is not going to pollute the atmosphere. But once you use the paper plates and this fiber plastic plates and all, they don't mix easily with the soil, or they are not going to get decayed. So it is polluting environment. Whereas in villages, they use simple banana leaves or palm leaves, and then after eating they just throw it. But then it mixed with the soil, and it is not polluting our atmosphere. So concluding, the urban people or the city people, they produce more waste, whereas compared to the village areas, right? So today's session we'll end with this, and the rest we will see tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Stay safe. Bye.